Okay, so hi there everyone. We're now on our last video about the percents or percentage. And here we're going to do the reverse of what we have did quite some videos before. We're going to convert. We have previously done percent to fractions, but now what we're going to do is to do the reverse. We're going to convert fractions this time going to percent. Now, this is kind of challenging one out of all the conversions that we have made. First, to change fractions to percent, first we need to convert this fraction that is given to decimal first. Okay, so what we have to do in converting fractions to decimals, recall the video that we have shown, I have presented a while before. We need to perform the division itself and then make it a decimal in decimal form. And then, since now after converting the fraction to decimal, it's now easy to convert the decimal to percent by moving the decimal point twice going to the right and then putting up the percent symbol at the end. So for example, for instance, we have here for 1, we have 1 over 5. So in order to, the first step again is to convert this 1/5 into decimal and then convert that decimal to percent. So in converting this to decimal, I think we need more space in the conversion process. Okay, so we'll be doing the division itself. So this is again, remember this is the uh, dividend, and this is our divisor here. This is our divisor. So dividend over divisor. Or rather, yeah, dividend over divisor. So that's 1 divided by 5. So recall our lessons before on how to do this. Um, 1 divided by 5 cannot be. So therefore, we'll need to add zeros here. Also, we're going to do that in the quotient. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And that's the end of it. So meaning 1/5 in decimal is equal to 0.2. So in decimal, this is equal to 0.2. Now, in converting decimal to percent, we need to move the decimal point twice to the right. So if we do that, we have 1, 2, and the decimal point is right over here now. And then we need a placeholder to put it here. So therefore, this is equal to 20%. So 1/5 is equal to 20%. Okay. Now, how about number 2? We have 3/4 or 3/4. So we need to first divide this. So we have 3 divided by 4. 3 divided by 4 cannot be, so we need to add zeros. 1, 0. Let's try this first. So let's put also that in the quotient so that we won't get confused. 30 divided by 4 is going to give us 7. Why? Because 7 times 4 is 28. That's the most of it. 30 minus 28 is going to give us 2. We need another 0 for that. So bring down that 0. So what we have is 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is going to give us 20. And that's going to be uh, 0. So 3/4 in decimal form is 0.75. Okay? And converting this decimal to percent, we need to move the decimal point twice to the right and then install the percent symbol or percent sign. So this is going to be equal to 75%. Okay? And that's the percent form of 3/4. Okay? So yeah, that's it. Only that it's kind of in working it's kind of different in the previous ones. It has some extra steps to do, but it is doable. That's the thing of it. So let's do this. This is for you now, for you guys to do. So what you're going to do is to express this each fraction given we have only 4 as a percent. Okay, so you can pause the video right now and try to answer. Okay, so I think you have the answers right now, so let's try to do it right now. So for number 1, I think we need more space, so let's try. So for number 1, 5 over 6, let's do 6 divided by 5. Okay, or rather the opposite, my bad. 5 divided by 6. So we cannot do 5 divided by 6. We need to install a 0 here. Also installing it in the quotient so that we won't get confused. 50 divided by 6 is how many? What? Let's try 5 times 6 is 30, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 6 is 42, 8 times 6 is 48. I think that's it. 8. Let's have 8. So 8 times 6 is going to give us 48. 50 minus 48 is going to give us 2. We need to install another 0 here, so bring down that 0. So we have 20. How many? We have 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. Bring down another 0. So, and then let's have 20. So 20 divided by 6 is 3. And I think this is going to be never ending. It's going to give us a lot of threes after that. So the decimal form of 5 over 6 is this is gonna give us 0.833, or maybe we can just put 83 and then put a bar there. Okay, and then convert this to fraction. We need to move the decimal point twice going to the right. So if we're going to do that, we have 1 and 2. So what do we have? Maybe we can put it here. So we have 83. If you want to put 0.33 and a bar here, so that telling us that it is continuing. So 83.33333 if you want percent. So this is our answer for number one, 83.33% and more and change. Okay, so that's for number one. For number two, let's have 15 over 20. First of all, it can be seen that 15 over 20 can still be divided or can still be simplified. The greatest common divisor is 3, or rather, sorry, 5. Let's both divide them by 5. 15 divided by 5 is going to give us 3. 20 divided by 5 is going to give us 4. So this is 3/4. I think we have answered this in the example above, actually. So the answer for 3/4 is 75%. So yeah, I think we don't need to solve it again. So let's just say that for number two, the answer is 75%. Okay, 75%. And then let's box that so that we won't get confused. Okay, for number three, so we have 1 3/4. 1 3/4. So we need to first convert this to improper fraction. So in converting that, we have 4 times 1. We need to do the multiplication. 4 times 1, and then do the addition here. 4 times 1 plus 3. So that's going to give us 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3. That's going to give us 7. This is 7 over 4. And then this 7 over 4, we will divide it normally. So what we can do is, put it 7 divided by 4. So 7 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. So what we can do here is 7 minus 4 is going to give us 3. So we need to install a 0 here, bring down a 0. So we have 30. 30 divided by 4 is going to give us 7. 7 times 4 is going to give us 28. 30 minus 28 is going to give us 2. Um, and then bring down a 0. And then what we have is 20 here. 20 divided by 4 is going to give us 5. And then what we have is 5 times 4 is going to give us 20. 20 minus 20, let's put it here, is going to give us a 0. So therefore, it's the end of the fraction of the division. So we have 1.75. So meaning in decimal form, maybe we can put it here. This is equivalent to 1.75. And convert this to decimal, or to percent rather, convert this to percent, we need to move the decimal point twice going to the right. So that is 1 and 2. So therefore, what do we have in percent symbol? 1 3/4 is equivalent to 175%. 175%. Okay, so 175%. Now for the number 4, let's put it here. I think we need more space for that. Okay, for number 4. And yeah, let's do this. Number 4 shows us 2 and 3 over 8. 2 and 3 over 8. First, we need to convert this into an improper fraction. So to do that, what we will do is multiply 8 times 2 plus 3. 8 times 2 plus 3. Okay, so 8 times 2 is going to give us 16. 16 plus 3 is going to give us 19. So that's 19 over 8. 19 over 8. So 19 over 8, let's divide this. Okay, 19 over 8. So how many 8s are there in 19? So what we can say is there are 2. 2 times 8 is going to give us 16. We have a 3 here. Okay. We need to bring down a 0. We need to install a 0, bring down a 0 here. So what we have is 30. 30 divided by 8 is only 3, since it's going to give us 24. So 3 times 8 is going to give us 24. 30 minus 24 is going to give us 6. Bring down another 0. So 60. So 60 divided by 8 is what? 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. Um, 8 times 7 is 56. And if we're going to add another 8, that's going to give us 64. So it's only going to be 7. 7 times 8 is going to give us 56. So I'll put a 56 here. And then 60 minus 56 is going to give us 4. Okay, and then install another 0 and then bring it down. What we have is here is 40. So 40 divided by 8 is exactly 5. Oh, sorry. It's gonna give us 5. 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is gonna give us 40. And 40 minus 40 is gonna give us 0. So that's the end of it. So the fractional part, or rather, the decimal form of 2 and 3 over 8 is 2.735. So let me write it down. The decimal form of 2 and 3/8 is 2.375. 2.375. Now what we will do is to convert this in percent. We need to move decimal point twice to the right. So what we have is 1 and 2. So therefore what we can see is 2 and 3 over 8 is equivalent to 237.5%. And this is our answer for number 4. Okay, so that's it. Number 4 is quite challenging compared to the rest. Okay, so yeah, let me see. I will show you the division, the whole division. Okay, so that you can see. The last part is 40 over 40. Okay, there. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you want to do, or if you want to see the the process again, you can just rewind this video and see it again. Well, that's it. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end for our percentages. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, thank you very much and see you. Okay.